Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is another one from the Prophet series, part 16. Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, or Elijah, peace be upon him. The lone voice of Tawi, standing firm when a nation falls into idolatry. Have you ever feel like you're the only one trying to do the right thing while everyone around you goes the other way? Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, knows that feeling better than anyone. He wasn't just outnumbered, he was alone, calling a whole nation back to Allah when they had drowned in idol worship, corruption, and arrogance. Yet he stood firm, proving that even one believer with truth is stronger than an entire nation on falsehood. So who was Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, or Elijah? He was sent to the children of Israel at the time when they had deeply fallen into shirk. They had abandoned the teachings of Musa and Harun, peace be upon them, and began worshiping a massive idol named Baal. Allah mentions him in the Quran, and indeed, Illyas was among the messengers. This is mentioned in Surah As-Safat, it's chapter 37, verse 123. His mission was clear: to restore the Tawhid in the society drowning in idol worship and moral decay. So the people of Baal, a nation lost in idolatry. Illyas' people lived in a prosperous land and attributed all their blessings not to Allah, but to a false idol. Baal had become their god of rain and agriculture, and they felt their survival dependent on it. But Illyas stood before them and declared, "Will you not fear Allah? Do you not invoke Baal and abandon the best of creators? Allah, your Lord, and your Lord of the forefathers." This is mentioned in Surah Al-Safat, chapter 37, verses 124 through 126. Despite his wisdom and miracles, the majority rejected him. They preferred the comfort of their traditions over truth. They feared their corrupt leaders more than Allah. They followed public opinion instead of revelation. Sounds familiar in today's world, doesn't it? Illyas, peace be upon him, the voice of courage. What made Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, extraordinary was not he preached Tawhid. All prophets did. It was how he preached it when literally no one stood with him. He called his people publicly and privately. He warned them of corruption. He reminded them of Allah's blessings, and he exposed the worthlessness of idols. Yet the more he preached, the more they turned away. Allah describes this heartbreaking reality, but they denied him, so they will surely be brought for punishment. As-Safat, chapter 37, verse 127. Still, he never stopped. He didn't quit dawah because it wasn't working. But success for the prophets is measured not by numbers, but by perseverance. The trials and the relief of Allah. So when Illyas' people rejected him, Allah punished them with drought and famine, a direct strike at the idol they worshipped for rain. Desperate, the people begged Baal for help, but no response. Finally, they begged Illyas to pray for relief, and he did, not out of spite, but out of mercy. But once Allah restored the rain and prosperity, they returned to idol worship again. This was the final break of the covenant. Allah withdrew mercy from those who persisted in disbelief, and destruction befell them just as it did the nations of Noah, Ad, Thamud, and others before. The righteous among them saved. Allah honored Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, except the chosen servants of Allah. This is in chapter 37, verse 128. While the disbelievers faced punishment, Illyas and the few righteous were protected and elevated. Allah praised him. Peace be upon Illyas. As-Safat, chapter 37, verse 130. A title of honor for a prophet whose mission was filled with loneliness yet completed with dignity. So the lessons we can learn from Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, is truth doesn't need majority support. Even if the whole world rejects you, truth remains the truth. Dawah requires patience. Success isn't measured by followers, but by commitment. False gods never help. When calamity struck, their idol Baal was helpless. Only Allah responded. Allah protects those who stand alone for Him. Isolation for the sake of Allah becomes honor in the sight of Allah. Public pressure is never an excuse for abandoning faith. Many of His people followed corruption because everyone else is doing it. A trap still common today. Dawah reflection. Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, teaches every da'i, you may work alone, you may be mocked, you may be ignored, you may be even hated. But if you stand firm for the oneness of Allah, Allah stands with you. This is the essential for street dawah, interfaith dialogue, mentoring reverts, and defending Islam online. Popularity is not the goal, preserving the truth is. Illyas didn't chase followers, he delivered the message. Allah handled the results. And in conclusion, Prophet Illyas, peace be upon him, was a man who stood alone, not because he wanted to, but because his people abandoned the truth. Yet he held on, showing that one believer, backed by Allah, is stronger than an entire nation without him. Thus do we reward the doers of good. Indeed, he was among our believing servants. Again, this is Surah As-Safat, chapter 37, verses 131 through 132. So when you feel alone in your faith, remember you walk a path traveled by prophets.